Hey everyone, it's me Doomlink and welcome back to Let's Play The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask. It's currently part 12 for my Let's Play and it is the 29th of March 2020 as I'm recording this. So we are indeed going to be taking on Snowhead this time. I for whatever reason thought that we were at night of the second day or something as we were starting here, but no, it's actually night of the first day, so we've pretty much got 2 full days to complete Snowhead. Now my thoughts were as well that it would be harder to get the stray fairies in this dungeon as compared to Woodfall Temple, but that has yet to be seen. We'll see how difficult it is. I think we'll be alright, because to be honest, they can only be so hard when you have the Great Fairy's Mask to help you along the way. If you didn't have the Great Fairy's Mask, it probably would be pretty difficult, but again, I think we will be alright. I'm just going to turn my television down just a little bit and we will get going. And I'm back. So pretty much what we need to do here is use, I think, the Goron's Mask. I think it is necessary for this song to be played on the drums, but essentially what we need to do here is play the Goron's Lullaby that we learnt and also use the Lens of Truth to see why we need to play the Goron's Lullaby. As you can see, this guy opens his mouth big and wide, which is disgusting to be honest, and he blows this air through here, and this is actually what killed Darmani. This Goron killed Darmani. Why is he doing that? I've got no idea. Maybe there's some sort of story behind it. But I think he might end up having some problems anyway, because I think when he falls asleep, he ends up rolling off the edge, and I hope he dies, because he deserves to have his life taken for stealing the life of the Goron. But anyway, I'm just going to confirm how to play this song. It's A, right, left, A, right, left, right, A, which is pretty simple enough. So let's go and put on this mask and see if we can do this right. There we go. Now once again, I don't know if it is actually a requirement to play this on the drums to get the desired effect, but we definitely will be getting the desired effect using the drums anyway, so it's better to be safe than sorry. As you can see, the Goron is being affected by the actual song that we've just played. And just like that, he rolls straight off. And he bloody well deserves it too. So with that, we have free passage, well not entirely free passage to the dungeon. Oh, there's another fairy there, but we've already filled up our bottle with a fairy, so that's a good thing. I've got a barking dog outside, so I will be back in a moment just in case he is sabotaging my audio right now. Alright, I think the dog's shut up now, so we can actually continue, but what I was going to say was that we don't have our way entirely free, because we do have these rolling snowballs again. I'm going to punch them because I think it's better to do that than just let it hit me for obvious reasons. So it seems that the flag behind us now is going to stop it, but of course we're ahead of the flag now, so we do need to hit these snowballs. And I'm quite sure we need to be fully charged to get up here, or maybe we don't, but regardless, we've now gone and done that. And that was a little bit much for my for my Nintendo 64 to handle once again. It's really interesting playing this game on the correct system, because even with the expansion pack installed, there are moments where the Nintendo 64 does struggle to render some of the things that go on the screen. Go on the screen, to say it correctly, although it doesn't sound great. Right, so we've gone and punched one of those weird snow creatures. Can you not run away? What is your fucking problem? I'm literally here, ready to fight, and you want to do that? Can you not play this game with me, you stupid wolf? As I said, I absolutely hate wolfos with a fucking passion. Get a Goron fist in the face, you bastard. Alright, so the camera is doing weird things here, but what we're going to do is just roll around in case we need to do this. I don't know if it's necessary to do this. I think it is, actually. Now I need to try and not fall off. Going this fast really is not conducive to not falling off. How the fuck did I almost manage to do that? I don't know if you guys saw that, but I actually had managed to... Oh, can we stop, please? I'm gonna get my magic back. But yeah, I had actually managed to pretty much fall off, but I somehow managed to stay on, and then I fell off after that. It was really weird. But anyway, oh, that really did not end well at all. So obviously the key... Seriously, I've ended up back here? Give me a break. But yeah, so I guess the key is not to charge all the way up, so maybe it's better for you if you God, this is really dangerous what we're doing here. Okay. So maybe the key is to try and drain all of your magics so that you can roll up this thing more easily, but, oh, and those stupid Wolfos have spawned again, which is really annoying. But anyway, we're going to try this again. This may very well be the hardest part of Snowhead. I mean, again, you don't need to do this. You can take it nice and slow. Let's take it slow from here. Because, to be honest, I do actually intend on entering this dungeon. Because that's kind of a sharp turn at the end. Here we are in Snowhead Temple. And I think we're going to start off with regular Link here. We will change back to Goron Link if it's necessary. We've got a really weird camera angle as we stand in the entrance here, but hopefully that does not remain. Let's go and equip the Lens of Truth, actually. So, what do you have to say for yourself? This is kind of big. It's going to take more than average strength to move this thing. Well, how about that? As soon as I enter this place, I need Goron Link. Oh, can we please not do this right now? Trying to punch you all. Fortunately, they're not doing too much damage to me, but I have a feeling that these guys are just going to infinitely spawn. If they don't, then that's going to work out quite well for me, but if my hunch is correct, I think they will spawn infinitely. Okay, so obviously we're going to need some hot water in this area, or maybe this ice unlocks in a different way. The last thing I really wanted to see in this dungeon was you, Mr. Wolfo. But I will fight you regardless. So obviously we've only got one direction that we can go in. Process of elimination takes us into this entrance here. Now again, I don't really enjoy the Goron Fist because it doesn't have very good range. I would like it if that flaming aspect of the fist gave it more range, but it really doesn't. Oh, I missed a magic pot. So I said I missed it before I had even rolled there to get it, but yes, I certainly did miss it in the end. But I guess instead I will stay as Goron Link for now. And I will change back to regular Link if it's necessary. What does Tattle have to say? At slippery places like this, you can curl up as a Goron and roll your way across. Why don't you try it? This doesn't seem so slippery, Tattle, but actually it is necessary to be a Goron because you can see I think there's an actual break in the pathway, so rather than rolling across because it's slippery, I think we should instead be rolling so that we can clear it. Okay, so we need to charge all the way up. I believe how that works is if you start rolling immediately, like while moving forward, rather if you move forward as soon as you start rolling, you won't be able to charge on the spot. But it's easier to charge on the spot if you stay like this for a period and then do this. Whereas if I'm moving like this, it's a little different. That's what it is. So it's the difference between moving like this, moving straight ahead, and being curled up on the spot. That's how you do a charge on the spot. I don't know if you guys actually understand what I'm trying to get across here, but the point is that, yeah, I'm probably going to need to equip what I just said there does not lead into what I just said here, but I'm changing topics, I hope you don't mind. So what we're going to do is instead use the Great Fairy's Mask, and we do have a Stray Fairy just here, and it will be interesting to see if there are any other Stray Fairies in this location. And by in this location, I mean in this specific room, so go and pop that. This will be our first Stray Fairy of the dungeon. You found a Stray Fairy. This is your first one. Do we have another one in this room? Looks like we do. This is a pretty large room, so I'm not too surprised. But maybe I should have really checked to see if there was a Stray Fairy in another one of those rooms. That's alright. We will manage somehow. So we can jump to that place over there if we want to do that. I don't know if we want to do that. It's not really helpful to have the arrows immediately fall off the edge, but whatever. Let's go and jump to this side. See what's going on up here. This might take us into the same room, but at a higher level. No, this has... Oh, what the fuck just happened there? That Stray Fairy... That is a living bomb chew, everyone. Let's just kill it. Ow. Obviously it wasn't the smartest decision I've ever made. This looks like something we need to pound down with the Goron Link form, so maybe we'll try that. We do have another Stray Fairy in this room, I will mention, as you were able to tell based on the sparkling face of the Great Fairy's mask. Oh, can you stop punching the wall, for God's sake? That's clearly not what I'm trying to do here. Okay, so I am going to see if my theory was correct as far as smashing this down. So we need to do a Goron Pound, I think. No, that is not what this is for. Don't know what it is for then. As usual, my first guess is a dungeon map. For the first chest that we get, yes, it is a dungeon map, and as you can see, when we are Goron Link, it really does not work so well for demonstrating what we've picked up. The thing's almost at the bottom of the screen, and Tattle literally flies in front of it, so yeah, it's not so great. Goron Link is a little bit too tall. Now, can we get up here to this higher level? I don't think so. We do indeed have another stray fairy in this room, but we're going to have to leave it for now, I think. Let's go and head down in here. Of course, we can't be Goron Link and jump to this other side because Goron Link is not anywhere near as or rather agile. I was going to say mobile, but no, more like agile or athletic as regular Link, so, or human Link, however you want to refer to him. So this is the main room of the dungeon. As you can see, it's a little bit daunting because you have a lot of different directions to go in. And you can see that at the very top, you can access the boss room. But my memory of this dungeon is that it's really not too difficult. You just play based on process of elimination, and you'll manage to get to the place that you need to go to. Now this is actually going to head down, so we're going to go this way. This should not lead to the same location we were in just before, even though we took a similar entrance. Well, yeah, we'll just take care of this area first. We'll make sure that we've done everything that we want to do here. I have equipped this mask in case there are any stray fairies just wandering around, not trapped in anything in particular. Of course, we need to remember that stray fairies can be not only in pots, but also inside of enemies. So we just need to exhaust all possibilities before deciding that we should come back later for a stray fairy. Aha, see this giant switch? That obviously requires Goron Link. So we'll go and do this, and I have a feeling that Goron Link is also resistant to lava. No, he's not. Well, I thought maybe because Gorons live in this sort of environment, they wouldn't be so affected by lava, but I'm clearly wrong. Maybe they do have more resistance to it than regular Link, for example, but yeah, Goron Link is definitely taking damage from it. Oh, there's a stray fairy, and I will, of course, make sure, or rather confirm whether or not this is the only one of the rooms. So I'm going to take off my mask, or rather take off my Goron mask and put this mask on. Again, whenever I'm referring to masks, I have to be very specific, because there are obviously multiple masks, so yeah, that's how that works. What I'm going to do is I'm going to kill all of these guys, because sometimes killing all enemies in a room can actually help to achieve something. It could either help to achieve a continuation point for us, or it could give us a stray fairy, so we'll see what happens. I hope these guys don't spawn infinitely, because this is going to end up being a great waste of arrows. Okay. And you can probably die. Seeing as though only one is coming out, I'm just going to guess that they're not. Okay, you need to move forward, Link. I know you've drawn the... Okay, fine. Again, in the Nintendo 64 games, once you have drawn the arrow, there's no going back. You have to shoot it. So, even though I was intending on shooting it, I couldn't really move forward to position myself adequately. I'm going to go to all of these lava pools to make sure... Ah, there you go. My theory is, once again, that killing all of these guys will achieve something, so I'm just going to make sure that no one's hanging around. Can you stop burning me? There we go. Hearts, please. Thank you. Is there anyone hiding in here? Doesn't quite look like it. I hope I didn't just kill all of these guys unnecessarily. As I said, if it's unnecessary, then I've gone and wasted a lot of arrows, but... yeah. We're being given a lot of magic pots. So we do have a sort of a... I don't really know how to describe it. This looks much like I thought that other thing was in that video before. Not the video. What am I saying? That video? That room before, I meant to say. Where we had a sort of platform rising out of the ground. But this looks very much like that, except this is not rising out of the ground. This is, I'm pretty sure, the Goron switch, but it's already been pressed by the looks of it. So that's a little bit bizarre. I really do think that that's it for this area. So we entered here from this spot here. I was going to call it a door, but it's not a door, I guess entryway, however I want to say that. So therefore, we probably just need to go through here. Wait, was there an enemy that spawned when I went through there? Yes. So I'm going to try and kill this guy, and then hopefully we'll get something like a stray fairy. Because we do still have one in this room, as you can tell. I just saw him go through the world. Can you come back out, please? I don't need this right now. Die. Okay, still nothing. Does that mean there are still some flaming skulls left? I don't know. I'd be able to find out their official term or their official name if I were to talk to Tattle, but I've kind of been ignoring her. Just because I don't find that information too useful. I mean, it became useful when I decided to refer to them by name, but anyway. So we still have a stray fairy in that room, but we just can't get to it now, I've decided. We will indeed return later though. So, let's go and break these pots to start with. As you can see, this is a pretty complicated dungeon compared to that of Woodfall. Woodfall was just the first dungeon, just introducing you to the game, essentially. But this is a proper dungeon, through and through. And I love it. This is the kind of thing that I enjoy. As long as it's not almost unsolvable without a walkthrough, or without remembering how to do the dungeon, like the Water Temple from Ocarina of Time. That really did... I felt like I was being beaten down by that dungeon when I went through it before. Because I went in so confidently, and then I realized that I'd fucked myself over real hard by continuing through it while forgetting to do something, and that resulted in a very bad time. So it seems that my only way to continue through here is by using this flower, but I can't melt this ice yet. I don't know what our dungeon item is here. I've actually forgotten it. But obviously it lets us melt ice. You would think that our flaming punch would melt ice, but it really doesn't. So just thought I'd demonstrate that for anyone who was theorizing that that could be done. But yeah, it looks like there's nothing for me to do in this room for now. Which does make things a little bit harder because that will require some backtracking, but again, once we do have the... Actually, then again, it will be harder to do that because what helps with the map and the compass is the fact that you can see where you haven't yet gone, so it's easier to see where you need to go next. But what if you've already been to that location? Then you need to just remember in your head, oh, there was this room here that I couldn't continue through, so let's go back there. In other words, it's just really hard to know where you need to backtrack to if you've already visited it. If you haven't been there yet, it's easy, but yeah. That's why they call it backtracking. It's because you're going back the way you've previously been. But anyway, we're going to head back up through here. It doesn't seem that we can do anything. It doesn't seem like we can do anything in there, so we will just move on to the next door, which is over here. Well, rather, that's not a door, so we'll go to the first door of the center room. And it sounds like the dog outside is being a fucking nuisance again, so if he seems like he is, I will probably disappear. Yeah, I will be back momentarily. Alright, I think we're safe to continue. Now, just as I was sitting here waiting for that time to come, I was thinking what the relevance of the color-coded doors were. And I'm actually not too sure if they do have any relevance beyond just existing as a point of differentiation for the player, because obviously it would be 10 times more confusing for the player if all of these doors were the same color. So I don't think necessarily like an orange door is going to give you a hint as to what's contained within the room. I think instead it's just, again, a point of differentiation so that you don't get confused as to where you're going. So that would be my theory. I'm guessing we need to take these blocks over to this side, which seems a little strange, but whatever, we'll do that. So these are regular sized blocks, so we can be regular link to pull them. Oh, these are just going to stay together like this, fair enough. I thought we were going to pull the bottom one and then they would flatten out, but that seems to not be happening. They are actually stuck together. Now, this is a good question. If the big block from before needed Goron Link to push it, how is it that regular Link can actually push double the weight and size of a single block? Because you can see there's one stacked on top of the other. So how is Link able to push this one, but not the other one? That is the question. Because I'm pretty sure these two together would be about equal, the weight and size of the other one, if not bigger and heavier. So yeah, big questions there, Majora's Mask, what's going on? Regardless. I have a feeling that we might not be able to continue through this room from this level. I can try, but... oh, Okay, so that not only unlocks a chest there, but it also allows us to continue across that area, but we, once again, need to actually be at that level, and I don't think we've... Aha! There's a chest in there. I wonder if there's a point of continuation in here as well.